Hello everybody! Today's video is going to be about how to litter train your pet rat. So a lot of people don't know that pet rats are actually really easy to litter train. Most people are very turned off with getting a pet rat just because they pee and poo everywhere, but you can actually litter train your rat, which makes owning rats much easier and much nicer. So I'm going to first talk about the different types of litter trays you could get for your pet rat, as well as talking about different litters, and then I'm going to actually teach you how to litter train your rat. So without further ado, let's begin. So there are a whole variety of different litter trays you could get for your rat. You could just go into your local pet store, get a cat box or one of these fancy corner litter boxes that they usually sell for rats, ferrets, chinchillas, rabbits and stuff. And unfortunately this litter tray is way too small for a rabbit, but it is a perfect size for a rat. And this was my very first litter tray I've ever used, and it comes in very handy. It doesn't take up as much room, and it just sits in the corner nicely, and it's a whole lot nicer than cat litter boxes or cheap litter boxes that I'm going to talk to you about. So this one has a grate on it, and this prevents rats from kicking out their bedding. A lot of people say that it's not good for your rats because it is wire and rats can't walk on wire, but this is just the litter box. They can definitely walk on this for a short amount of time, and they won't get their feet hurt. I would suggest not using the grate if you have baby rats, just because their feet can get caught in the wire, and that's not very nice. Another litter tray that I recommend is a cat litter box. Cat litter boxes are very big and hold a lot of litter in them, as well as you don't have to change it out as often, and they could be found cheaply. Whereas a corner litter box, they tend to be a little more expensive, just because they're targeted towards small pets, and you can't usually find them anywhere. But cat litter boxes, you could find cat litter boxes everywhere you go. They vary from prices from like $2 all the way until $20. This one right here is a bottom of an old hamster cage, which is obviously too small for a hamster. So I just use the bottom of the tray as a litter box, and it works perfectly fine. A cheap litter box that you can use are little storage containers. This one is a drawer organizer, which I got for $1.25 at my local dollar store. And I just drilled a little hole right there so that I could fasten it to the side of the cage without them knocking it over or moving around, because it is a light material, but it is easy to clean and just throw out the bedding, and it's small enough that it doesn't take up as much room in their cage. And you could just put this in the corner. Some rats like litter boxes on every level of their cage, so this little tiny one would be perfect for that. So now I'm going to talk about litter itself. There is a whole variety of different types of litter that you could use in your litter box. I would suggest using a different litter in their litter box than you would the rest of their cage. For example, my cage is fleece. All the liners are fleece. So I would use a different bedding in the litter box so that they don't get confused with their litter box and their cage. So I have a whole variety of different types of litters right here that you could use. The most popular one is Carefresh. Carefresh is absorbable, and it's just made out of paper. Recently Carefresh is starting to put baking soda in their litter, which is not safe for rats, so I would not suggest using that anymore, as well as a lot of them contain mites and lice that could bite your rat and live on your rat, which is very uncomfortable for it. So I would suggest putting it in a freezer for up to 48 hours to get rid of any lice, mites, or fleas that could harm your rat. Another cheap alternative is newspaper or regular shredded paper. If you are using this, I would suggest using newspaper that is inked with soy-based ink so that it's not harmful for your rats. Or you could just, again, use regular white paper. The only thing is that it's very messy, it sticks to fleece a lot, and it's not very absorbable. Or you could just lay down sheets of paper or newspaper as well, that works the same. Another thing is marbles. You could definitely use marbles in a litter box and then just wash them out after when you change your litter. Rats really enjoy peeing on rocks and marbles to mark their territory, so that would be good for training your rats how to go in the litter box, to pee in their litter box. And then the bedding that I use is wood pellets. These are completely safe, dust extracted wood pellets, so it is completely safe for rats. I also use this for my rabbit, and it's just a hard condensed wood, and then it kind of dissolves and when it's wet, so it's very absorbable and the rats really like to dig in it. And then in that corner I also have a large rock because, again, rats really like to mark their territory and like to pee on rocks, so if you put a rock in their litter box, it will encourage them to pee in their litter box. So as you can see, I have fleece as their main bedding, and then I have their litter box right there filled with their wood pellets, and that is what I use for their litter. So the first step in litter training your rats is cleaning your full cage. Top to bottom, do a deep clean so that it doesn't smell like urine or feces. And then I would put a litter box on every level in one of the corners. And tinsel is escaping. And then in the morning and the night, if I see a stray little poop, I would place it right in their litter box so that they could smell their poop, and they would eventually associate their litter box with that smell, and then they will eventually go there. Some rats are very easy to litter train, while others are very stubborn, I could say. So it could take days, it could take weeks or months or even years. Another thing is I would give my rat a treat if I see them going to the bathroom in their litter box, and this is positive reinforcement, so that they will associate a good yummy treat with going to the bathroom. And so that's a short little video on how I trained my rats how to use a litter tray. If you liked the video, please subscribe, please like, and please comment, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!